I'm going to tell you how I earned $3,700 in 6 weeks on Facebook Marketplace. So what happened was I started selling some stuff on Facebook Marketplace. We bought this house 4 years ago. I got a lot of temporary furniture, and now I'm getting the furniture that I actually want, and things didn't work or whatever, so I'm getting rid of it. So I've been listing it on Facebook Marketplace. Now, normally I buy most of my stuff super cheap so that when I go to resell it, usually I make a profit. I could count on my hand how many times I've actually lost money on Facebook Marketplace. Very, very rare. So the trick is just to buy cheap and sell high. You know, typical stock. Well, I do the same thing with my thrift store and garage sale finds. Maybe I should be stock trading. Anyway, so here is how I did it. First of all, everybody asked me, well, Tara, Facebook Marketplace is so crazy. Okay, I get that and I understand. I do a lot on there. And here's the tips that I have done.
This video is brought to you by our Dining on a Dime cookbook. We have quick and easy recipes your family will love to help you get in and out of the kitchen fast. Please visit us at livingonadime.com. It's 25% off now.
I answer every inquiry, even if all they say is this available? 90% of the time when it says, is this available, they just accidentally hit the is this available and send. They don't mean to send it. It's fine. It's not a big deal. All I do is say, yes, it's available. Let me know if you want to look at it. If they're really interested, they'll get back to me. So, first of all, I do answer all those inquiries. Secondly, do not give anyone your phone number or anything like that. I personally got caught in the scam of the Google password number and all that one time when it first happened, like 5 or 6 years ago. So I never do that. The second thing I do is I actually look on their profile and see, you can view the buyer's profile and see if they live in my city. See if they're posting things about my city. See if they are normal people. If they've just gotten on Facebook in the last 5 or 6 months or a year, I don't even mess with them because they're probably a scammer. So they need to be on Facebook for probably a year or more. And then I will also answer them. So I actually do that first before I answer, and all of that is I check and make sure that they're a legitimate person and they live in my town. The next thing I do is I have it set up so that I have a specific place that I meet them. You can do Walmart, some police stations have it, whatever, but you pick the one place that's convenient for you. Okay? You don't go out of your way to convenience yourself for the buyer. Like I'll have people all the time say, oh, meet me at Walmart. No, I'm not going to meet you at Walmart. You can meet me at the place that I'm designating or the police station. If you don't want to do that, because the police station is close to my house. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. I'm not going to be roaming all over town to sell a $5 or $10 item. The next thing I do is I set up a time, but I will not hold anything. So if they say, oh yeah, I can come tomorrow or I can come next week. Nope. I say, message me when you're ready to come get it. If I still have it, I'll let you know and give you the address to meet at that time. I don't hold it for anybody. Now, if it's 8 o'clock at night and they're coming at 10 o'clock the next morning, I'll hold it for that. But if it's 8 o'clock in the morning and they want me to hold it till after work that night, unless I've had it listed on Facebook for a few months, I will not hold it. If I just listed it, no, I will do that. The next thing I do is I do not accept Venmo, PayPal, anything. It's cash only. That's all I do. No returns. You just buy what you are getting. It's up to you to test it. It's up to you to know if it's going to work. It's up to you to measure it. I mean, I'll put the measurements on there, but it's up to you to double and triple check and all that. Make sure you can get it home. You haul it, all of that. So I make it as easy as possible for me as I can. Now, here are some things that I have sold on Facebook, and these are all the things that I sold to make $3,700 in 6 weeks. So I got the idea because I started selling some, and I had sold about $1,000 worth. And then it was almost Father's Day, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. maybe I could get enough money to buy Mike a riding lawnmower for Father's Day. And so then I got the goal to see if I get the whole $3,700 in 6 weeks. So I really started selling. So then I started going through the entire house, finding everything in the garages, all of my soap stuff, everything that I could find to sell. And I started selling. So here's some things that I had. A friend had this table. She just wanted the chairs. She didn't need the table. This was back in January. I said, listen, bring the table over. I'll refinish it and then I'll put it on Facebook Marketplace. She's like, okay. So she paid $40 for the table and the chairs. She just wanted the chairs. I got this table. I put a coat of stain on the top and I resold it for $150. Couldn't believe it, but it was a super nice table. I had this old entertainment center that was totally messed up, scratched up everything. Sold it for $10 as it was. I didn't repaint it or anything. I could have got more money with the paint, but it's like $6 or $7 for a can of paint now. And I might get another $10, $15. That's not worth the work. Then I had these curtains that I got from a friend. I had 20 of these curtains and I sold them in sets of 2 for $20 each, because apparently there's some kind of whippy curtain that I didn't even know they were. So sold all of those for $20 for each set. I got these fake windows that I thought were really cute, but ended up not using them. So I paid $5 for them and I sold them for $10. Got these TV trays for $1 each, so $4 for 4 TV trays. I turned around and sold them for $20 in 20 minutes. So I know TV trays are a big thing here. Got this clock for $1 and I sold it for $10. Got this chalkboard for $1, sold it for $10. Got this Tupperware here for 25 cents a piece for the Tupperware, and I turned around and sold each piece for $5. Couldn't believe it. So I went and bought more Tupperware, but what's funny about this was the first set of Tupperware, I had probably 10 people interested waiting for me to sell that. The person came and got it. So then I found some more at a garage sale for 25 to 50 cents each. I found all of these for 25 to 50 cents each, and now I can't sell them to save my life. I don't get it. Sometimes it doesn't make sense. But anyway, I did end up selling these ones for $5 each, but the other ones I did not sell, so I'm just going to save them and use them to give my food when I give to friends for my cooking videos, and then they can just throw it away or keep the Tupperware or whatever they want to do. Then I got this KitchenAid mixer for $25, and I turned around and resold it on Upcycle for $175 that day. I got a whole bunch of free paint from somebody who was getting free paint. So I went through, they wanted me to take all the paint. I was like, okay, wasn't quite sure I wanted to do that. I am so glad I did, because you'll see why in another video. But what I did was I went through and looked at all the paints that were still usable. I took the lids off of the ones that weren't usable, let them dry out, put them in the trash. Then the ones that were usable, but they were colors that I didn't want, I turned around and put those on Facebook Marketplace, and I sold them for $20 for 5 gallons, almost 5 gallons. It was like 4.5 gallons. Then the rest of the paint, you'll see what I'm doing with it in another video. Then I got this pipe for a stove. I thought it was for one of the wood stoves that I had that we were gonna install in case of an emergency, but it was the wrong size. So I paid $1 for it, turned around and sold it for 20 bucks. I got this really cool lamp. My son loved it. He decided he didn't want it in his room. It was too big. So I paid $5 for it. I turned around and sold it for 40 bucks because it's vintage. Then this cutting board, I paid $1 for, and I sold it for $10. This patio table I got for free, and I turned around and sold it for $20. I got this old barnwood shelf. This is the craziest thing. I paid $1 for this thing. I thought I'd use it. I never used it. I put it on Upcycle. I had like 10 people lined up, and they paid $20 for it, and I sold it in less than an hour. I could not believe it. Then these chairs from the 1970s, I got these for $1. I had 4 of them. I listed them on Facebook Marketplace for $5 each. I paid $1, listed them for $5 each. I had like 20 people lined up. So I didn't answer any of them. This is another tip. If you get a whole bunch of inquiries, your price is way too low. So I didn't answer any of the people. I took them off of Marketplace, waited 10 days, put them back on Marketplace, and I sold them for $20 each. Then I got this little travel stool. I paid $1 for it, and I turned around and resold it for $5. I got this decorative piece that I thought I was going to use in the house. I didn't, for $1. I turned around and sold it for $10. I got these wedding flowers. I paid $5 for the entire bunch, and I ended up selling them for $5 each bunch. So they were bouquets for a wedding, probably centerpieces. And there was 20 of them, and I got $5 each for them. Then I had these old windows that I was going to make a greenhouse out of, or cold frames out of. Mike decided he didn't want to do that. It was going to be too much work. Okay, that's fine. We're just going to use plastic. So listed these on Facebook Marketplace, but here's a funny thing. A lady who lives 3 hours away in Montana said, "Oh, I'd love to come down and get your windows." So I paid $5 each for them, and I sold them for $15 each. And I had, I think I was 15 left that I sold to her. And I sold 10 other ones for $20 each to different people who just wanted 1 or 2 or 3. So I sold all of them for $15 to $20 each, but I only paid $5 each. Well, what's funny is this lady was 3 hours away from Montana. And she said, "Could I get them?" I'm like, okay. Well, I don't hold stuff. So I told you I don't hold stuff. And she said, "Well, we're not coming down tomorrow." And she said, "By the way, I just thought I'd let you know." And she showed me a picture of my cookbook. Well, she's a longtime viewer. She said, "I recognized your name." And so she came all the way down here, and she said, "Well, I'll have to tell you, part of the reason why I came all the way down was because I just really wanted to meet you." So, hello, Jody. So she's a super, super nice. I wish we lived closer because I'm sure we'd be really good friends. But her husband is going to make my dream greenhouse. Here's my dream greenhouse for her, with the windows that I got. And they took all of the rest of the windows that the other people didn't take. So we got to meet them. They were really super nice. So thank you for coming all the way down from Montana to get those. Then this is funny. I got these to put on my rail back here, and they won't fit on my rail. Well, I paid 25 cents each for them, but they're from Dollar Tree. So they're, $1.25. Well, I put them on Facebook Marketplace, and I got $2 each for them. So got a good deal on that one. I had this little table. It was a drop leaf table. I absolutely loved it, but I just wasn't going to get it finished. And I took off the drop leaves because they were cracked on one of the leaves. So I liked it just like this, but I could not find a place in my house to put it. I was so mad. Actually, now that I'm sitting back here on the back porch, I see where I could have put it. I just absolutely love this thing. I got it for free though. So I turned around and sold it for $40 just because it was so super cute. The top needed to be redone, but I didn't do that. Got this mirror for $1. I don't even know why I bought this mirror. Why did I get this mirror? I don't know. Or maybe it was Mom's. I can't remember. And sold it for $10 to one of Jack's friends. Saw it on Upcycle. Then we had these chairs that we had in Colorado. I absolutely loved them. They were so comfy, but in this house, they just weren't working anywhere. So I sold 2 of these chairs. I paid $5 each for them, and I sold them for $60. Then I got these barrel chairs, and I paid $50 each for them. And they also didn't work in my living room like I thought they would. And I sold them for $200 for both of them. So I doubled my money on that one. Got this KitchenAid mixer for $50, turned around and sold it for $225. Got this KitchenAid mixer for $45, and I turned around and sold it for $175. Just got them at thrift stores. I had these planters. They go with these ones right here. I got all of these and these other 2 for $100. Well, these 2 are too shallow for what I need or want. Although now, honestly, I'm reconfiguring my garden out in the big garden. I could use them, but oh well. I way underpriced these. I should have sold them for $100. I had people lined up within 10-15 minutes waiting for these. I was so mad. I underpriced them, but I should have sold them for $100. Paid $100 for all of these, and then there's 2 more over here with my hostas. Boop. Can you see those right there? So I had all of those, and then these other 2, and I paid $100 for them, and then I sold these 2 alone for $80, for $40 each. So got a good deal on that one. Then I had all these glass jars left over from our goat milk lotion that I was doing, and then my daughter was doing. So I sold all these jars for what I paid for them. So that was a pretty good deal. Now, as I was going through all this, I was like, oh man, what can I get rid of? What can I get rid of? I know I bring a lot of stuff into my house. I get it. I bring a lot of stuff in. I like garage selling. I like going to the thrift store. I'm not going to apologize. My kids will get a nice payout when I die. They can deal with my junk. Now, I'm not just going to have my house all hoarded so they can't walk through it, but I'm going to have my stuff that I like right now. But as I was going through all of this and helping friends with their hoarding houses and stuff like that, I came across this and I was like, this is so true. It says it's better to send stuff to the dump than to live in one. And I was like, that is so true. As I was helping with these hoarding houses and stuff, the one thing, they could not throw it away. They wanted to send stuff to the thrift store that had mouse pee and mouse poop, literally do hundreds of loads of laundry because they couldn't bear to throw it away. Well, let me tell you, it's better to take stuff to the dump than to live in one. And that was kind of what I was thinking as I was going through this. What would this be living in a dump if I keep this, and can I just get rid of it? Does it really matter? So I was just going through getting rid of it, not caring, because I was done with it. I didn't need to keep it anymore. I was done. I had the CD shelf. I paid $1 for it. I sold it for $10. I got this sled at the Restore. I absolutely loved it. I paid $35 for it. Had it out all winter, but it just was not working where I needed. My garden actually is too small in the front for it to really fit there. So I turned around, put it on upcycle, sold it for $40. So it was a dog sled from Norway. Then this came with the house, and it's an old scale. And now that I've decided to do my English garden, I kind of regret selling it a little bit. But it was free. It came with the house. They couldn't move it. I thought it was the most darn tootin' cool thing, but I couldn't find a place for it. And it was heavy. I mean, we're talking heavy. It would roller, so I could roller it, but it was heavy. Well, a kid, she was probably 20, and her boyfriend had just moved in together, and she decided to decorate their porch on their 3rd floor apartment. And after they got here and they paid me $100 for this thing, yeah, they paid me $100 for this thing, they could barely get it in their Tahoe. And she was like, oh, we live on a 3rd floor apartment. I don't know how we're going to get this up there. It's like, okay, well, you already bought it. So I didn't volunteer to take it back. I'm like, it's up to you to figure out now. But then later I started doing my English garden. I was like, oh man, I could have put that in my English garden. It's okay. I made $100 off of it. I'm okay with it. Here's the idea that I saw later after I'd already sold it. And I was like, oh man, that would have been so cute. This recliner, we paid $200 for it. Mike used it for a year, and then our daughter surprised him one Christmas and brought her recliner. So Mike gave our daughter his Lazy Boy recliner when we moved, but he really, really loved it. We just didn't have room to take it though. And she's like, oh, I'll take it. We're like, okay. Well, it didn't work in her new house. So her and her husband brought it back up here for Christmas in their little teensy tiny car and surprised Mike for Christmas. So he got his old recliner back. So
Your mother-in-law is impressed.
On Christmas Eve, we're gonna,
Okay.
after he goes to bed on Christmas Eve, we're gonna swap out the current chair for that and then wrap the whole thing.
So mom also had the same exact idea.
We sold this one. I paid $200 for it. He used it for almost 2 years, and I sold it for $200. Got this little planter. It's cute, but I just never could find a place to put it. I paid $1 for it and I sold it for $20, and I had a list of people. I should have asked more. I had a list of people waiting for that one. Had this bookshelf. Mike really liked it, but ended up not really working for our bedroom like I had thought. He's like, oh, it's not a big deal. I paid $8 for it. I sold it for $20. Had this entertainment center that we used for 3 years. I didn't like the open glass. I was planning on putting fabric there, but then I found a better entertainment center that I liked at the Restore for $35, so I got that instead. Sold this. I paid $10 for it, and I sold it for $40. So after I added all of those things up, I ended up making the $3,700 that I was needing to make to buy Mike his mower. And so I gave that to him for Father's Day. Never gave him a gift that expensive before. We were going to buy one anyway, but we were paying off the house, and so we weren't spending money on anything. So I thought, okay, how can I come up with the money to buy this for him for Father's Day? So I made $3,700, and I gave it to him for Father's Day. And then if you watch our next video, you will see what happened with the mower.